We've all asked the question, what am I missing? What am I supposed to do? Why has my life been so hard? It is always the question, why? And no matter what you do, we always struggle to find out what we are doing wrong. Now, I've created this video before, but I've dedicated myself to studying hard and compiling a list of things that you are likely doing that are significantly worsening your life. So to start, if you're looking for answers, consider what you might be struggling with. I've actually organized this video to answer that exactly. And then if you don't know what you need, if you feel lost, but you just want some sort of clarity, I invite you to watch this video with the prayer in your heart. And just understand, things take time, but I promise you this video will also bring you exact clarity. But first, you guys got to understand how the adversary assaults you to leave you in a place of purposelessness. He has three main targets: your mind, body, and spirit. And he attacks all of these pieces by simply drawing you into comfort. What's comfortable for the mind is often from the adversary. What's comfortable for the body is often from the adversary. What is comfortable for your spirit is often from the adversary. Not reading your scriptures, not going to the gym in the morning, not reading that book, not studying for that test. And to make it easy, he attacks it all at once. AKA, he attacks the soul, which the definition of the soul is when a spirit and body are combined together to be one unit under God, created in his image. So in that case, he uses substance. You know, like the typical drugs, alcohol. One thing you might not expect though is food. He will use all of those things to draw you down into comfort. He does things with your lifestyle: tattoos, a disorganized home, a lack of a routine, negativity to yourself and to others, social media, pride, your use of language, aka swearing, idleness or excuses, pornography, being afraid to talk to someone, being antisocial, and the love of money. There's so many other things. Those are just a couple that I could list off the top of my head. All of this in access or in routine are straight out of the devil's handbook for ruining your life, or maybe keeping you bound. This is exactly how Satan enslaves you. This is exactly how he removes your freedom of choice. Now keep all this in mind and let's consider the following. Think to yourself, when it comes to my life's path, which voice do I listen to the most? Here's an example. Maybe you, an 18, 19-year-old boy, let's call him James. James, he's got dreams, he's got desires, but is now being forced by his parents, by his peers, by his school to figure everything out in his life right now. He has to figure it out today or he will fail. James's mom, she says that he has to go to college. He's got to either become a doctor or dentist, or he is not going to make it in life. He won't live a comfortable life. His mom feeds him the perspective that if he doesn't do these things, he will be poor and miserable for the rest of his life. Meanwhile, his passions, his dreams, they all get put on a back burner while he continues to perceive his mom's dreams for him. Just think of the lobster experiment. Two lobsters are placed in a bucket. One tries to escape, and when it does, it makes the other one fearful, afraid that it will be trapped in an isolated state alone for the rest of its life. What does it do? It reaches up and pulls it back down into the bucket. I can't be isolated and miserable alone. You can't leave me. In some cases, the lobster will disable it. It will pull the antennas out from its head, dismember it even, to ensure that it stays trapped in the bucket in an isolated state forever. See, I believe that humans are very similar. You might have seen this in your own life. Only humans, our bucket, it's got a flat screen TV, it's got an Xbox. Heck, you wouldn't even believe it. It's got unlimited Wi-Fi. Not only that, it's got a nice warm bed with a beautiful fluffy blanket. This bucket that humans have, it's got a surety of safety, and that's for sure. Now, here's the thing. We can escape, but oftentimes it'll make our friends angry, it'll make them jealous. So they'll do whatever they can to keep you low like unto themselves. They're gonna send you memes, they're gonna judge you. They will put you down. They'll spread ideas of hate and laziness. They'll tell you to check out the new season of Fortnite. All of this to keep you miserable like unto themselves in a bucket of comfort. Now pause. You need to understand something. Life has two paths. There's literally a path for everything, right and wrong. Comfort or discomfort. There is opposition in all things. And in order to be placed in a position of right and wrong, people will have to challenge us, even as it's most unexpected. It is just natural that the people who love us the most, who want the best for us, will have to challenge us, will have to place us in a position to challenge us the most. This is agency. This is an eternal principle. God knows that we have to have a decision between right and wrong, to partake of the fruit of knowledge of good and evil, or remain in the garden. Agency is a gift that God gave us when he placed us into our bodies. This is an immovable law, and it makes us alike unto God in the largest of ways. This is a law that must be utilized wisely to change your life forever. Now, there's a book that I know of. It's a book of expanded wisdom. They call it Doctrine and Covenants. If you've ever read it, it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of really powerful things in there. It's very controversial, but I do believe that truth is oftentimes attacked the most by those who are truly wicked in and of themselves or just flat out uninformed, which is an evil concept in and of itself. In Doctrine and Covenants 88, verse 42, it says, "And again, verily I say unto you, he hath given a law unto all things, by which they move in their times and their seasons." Then in Doctrine and Covenants 88:40, just a little bit right before, says, "For intelligence cleaveth unto intelligence, wisdom receiveth wisdom, truth embraceth truth, virtue loveth virtue, light cleaveth unto light, mercy hath compassion on mercy, and claimeth her own. Justice continueth its course, and claimeth its own. Judgment goeth before the face of him who sitteth upon the throne, and governeth and executeth all things." There's a law for everything. Now I want you to think about this concept. Think of the world as a machine of multiplying. Meaning if you want something, first you have to feed it to the machine, no matter how big the sacrifice is. And it has to be of an equivalent value. By doing this, it increases the machine's ability to give back to you tenfold. You might have heard of this. Sounds familiar, right? The law of the tithe. Give 10% of your income. There's a reason why millionaires and billionaires teach this concept. Why everybody in the top 1% give 10% of their income every single month. Another way this might sound familiar, the golden rule, do unto others as you would like done unto you. Meaning if you want something, you first have to feed it to the machine. If you want good things to happen, you have to be grateful for the things that you already have. And you have to seek to improve the lives of others in whatever way you can. Now, so many of us were like, oh, when I'm rich, I will give as much as I can. I will pay for that lady's groceries in front of me at the grocery store. I will help that child who wants that bicycle so bad. Ponder on this. If you can't give anything now, if you can't give in the slightest of ways, it doesn't have to be money, then what makes you think you will ever give when you get there? Do you think maybe there's a reason why God withholds certain blessings and things from your life, like financial independence, like a good job, like a good friend? Do you actually think you're worthy of those things? What makes you think you won't blow it the second you have it? So pay for the person in the drive-thru behind you. Compliment that woman's hair. Offer to carry in groceries to your neighbor, and the machine will give back to you tenfold. Now beware of judgment, because if you're judging that lady, say you're in the line to pay for your groceries at checkout, and there's this lady and her kids are loud and she's wearing these gross clothes and she's taking forever, and you're just judging her and you're saying, oh my, speed up, would you shut your kids up and just leave? Would you just let me get in front of you? I only have one thing to check out. If you're so judgmental, you will cloud your vision. You will not understand and recognize the situation as it is. Why do we judge these people? Wait a minute. She's a single mom. She hasn't just had a bad day. She's having a bad year. She goes to check out and her car declines. I got this story from Dave Ramsey in his course, Financial Peace University. This is a true story. And you have to consider to yourself, wait a minute. She needs help. Hopefully you haven't been spending all of your money on Labubus and Dubai chocolate, because God needs you to bless that person's life today. Another concept from Dave Ramsey. If you're holding on to that money so tight, yeah, you're not going to lose it. You will not lose that money. It'll stay right in your hand, but you won't have the room to receive any more. You can't give a little. You won't get a little. Now just think, the way you judge the slow couple in the aisle at the grocery store. How you give heed to selfishness when you have more than what you need. And what you do in private, it will always come to the light. Laziness. This also goes on the machine. And it breeds failure. What you eat breeds weakness or strength. How you speak, how you dress, even how you behave can breed loneliness, or it can make you a magnet. How you treat others is exactly how you will be treated. This is the golden rule. Christ literally taught this. Do unto others as you would like done unto you. The golden rule, or law of attraction. In other words, you literally reap what you sow. Next, let go. We all get caught up in he said, she said, reliving the moment over and over again. Let me ask, what's easier, forgiving or forgetting? I'll give you a hint. One is about getting and one is about giving. And only one of those isn't about removing the problems that you are facing. There is a law irrefutable by nature, one that sets apart a man from a hero. May I introduce the law of detachment. You're not your job. You're not how much money you make or how much money you have in the bank. You're definitely not the car that you drive or even the clothes that you wear or the art that you make. The law of detachment, it's about realizing that everything that defines you is temporary, even your mistakes. Sound familiar? This is how you level up in life. This is how you get to the next stage. This is how you find yourself. Forget everything anyone has ever said about you. It doesn't define you. It has no place here. Forget every limiting belief, what you can and cannot do, according to your neighbor next door or your great aunt Susie. Or as Christ said in Matthew 6:31, therefore take no thought saying, what shall we eat or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? Then in Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Exactly as so, take no thought of the things of this world. Instead, seek the kingdom of God first, and these things will be added upon you. Forget the money. This also plays into the law of the tithe. Give 10% of your earnings. What are you afraid of? Losing money? You're afraid you can't go and buy yourself a bag of chips at 7-Eleven this Tuesday? That you won't be able to afford that movie at the movie theater? Come on, Fantastic Four is not that deep. Finally, stay consistent. So many of us, we can't stay focused on one thing. Our beliefs, they change every couple of months. Our passions, they vary. We're always starting over and over again with a new venture, with a new job, with a new friend. And a lot of that, honestly, it's okay. It's completely fine. It's a good experience. It's a good experiment. It's good to try new things often, and you honestly should. But you really got to pick something and stick to it. And when you do, don't expect things, not even in the first 3 years. Just put your head down and stick to it. Things build up in silence. Even the little acts of kindness, those build up in silence. People you need in your life, they slowly introduce themselves. But you'll never see any of it coming until it's there one day. Refer to the previous laws and examples. Line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. And sure enough, it will come into play. When I faced addictions in my life, it worked exactly as so. Relapse after relapse, prayer after prayer, many sleepless nights begging God to deliver me. Until one day it had been over a year, and I realized I hadn't even thought about it once. Nor did I have any need for them in my life anymore. God delivered me, and I know he will deliver you too. Okay, now just to close this off, I want to give you a little recap. I'm going to clarify and put this all into simple steps. Number 1, put your trust in God. Put what you want from the world into the world, and you shall receive it. Forgive all who have wronged you, and let go of always being right or having all of the things. Now, never complain again about what you do not have, and give them away so you can become who you came here to be. Keep consistency, guys. That's the third one. Endure the hard things. Endure your self-doubts. Commit to a craft and dedicate yourself to it. This is passion. And by doing this, your life will bear fruit and security. Follow these 3 things and everything wrong with your life will be far distant. But you need to keep the faith. We didn't come here to this earth at this time to scroll on social media and watch reels all day. To go to work just to come home from work. To do the same exact things over and over again. Go to bed and repeat. Nothing that makes the demons that creep in your room more glad than to see you waste your potential as a son or daughter of God. They're glad to see you miserable like unto themselves. They're grateful. Now consider our Father in heaven, watching his beloved child live his life and never come close to fulfilling the potential he had placed within him. Oh, the life you could have had, the lives you should have touched, the people who needed you. Behold, my son has died and will never be who I sent him here to become. You're on your way, guys. Be faithful. Be strong. Have hope. And let God be your strength. My name is Gabriel Bowman. So thankful you guys clicked on this video. I really hope you guys found the purpose that you really deserve. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next Monday. See ya.